Next morning we had breakfast on the balcony overlooking the bay. Our Airbnb and host were excellent. A delightful place to stay and great views and nice decor. It was not long before the distant spires of Valletta were beckoning. This time we planned to take the ferry across the bay. So we strolled up the promenade.
In Sliema Bay, about to get the ferry to Valletta, the ancient city of Valletta, and have a look around those amazing streets there.
We were carrying on where we took off the night before. A beautiful sunny day and a pleasure to be in this Mediterranean paradise. Having already savoured a little of what it has to offer on the boat trip, we now boarded the Sliema ferry to visit Valletta and see what it has in store for us. Certainly from this side of the bay, it appears we're in for a good time. Valletta was the highlight of the trip when I visited in 1970. Many cities have changed drastically during that time, but Valletta looks just the same. Malta has a really great atmosphere, a mixture of Mediterranean, history and fun. Oh, and shopping. Add to that the ease of getting around and the reasonable prices, and you have a great holiday destination. Welcome to Valletta. Time to explore. We've seen it from the water, now up close. We disembarked right next to its most famous landmark, Fort St. Elmo, and headed up into this ancient city. And the first thing we came across were the horse carriages. So we get a guided tour of Valletta. I have to say the carriage ride was a lot of fun. In the distance, Fort Ricasoli. That was in the film Troy with Brad Pitt. We're visiting the Great Siege Bell, inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II and the President of Malta in 1992, the 50th anniversary of the awarding of the George Cross for bravery to the island of Malta in 1942. It's rung daily at noon. At the foot of the bell tower is a bronze figure representing the 7,000 who died in the siege. It's a little known fact that more bombs were dropped on Malta during the siege of World War II in 1942, then on Britain during the Blitz. In the first 6 months of 1942, there was only one 24-hour period without an air raid here. We're on the northern side of Valletta, overlooking the Grand Harbour. The strategic location of Malta in the center of the Mediterranean has meant that it's always been a target in times of war. Then it was time to explore Il Belt, the city. The fascinating historical city has a population of 6,444, but the metropolitan area around it has a population of almost 400,000. It's actually the southernmost capital in Europe. The first thing that one notices is the proliferation of old buildings, some dating from the 16th century. Many built during the rule of the Order of St. John, also known as the Knights Hospitaller. The city is typically Baroque in style, though because of the destruction of World War II, there are a number of newer buildings. The official name given by the Order of St. John was the most humble city of Valletta. The city's magnificent fortifications and the beauty of its Baroque palaces, gardens and churches gave the city its nickname Superbissima, most proud. All I can say is that they can be proud of their humility. If you've been watching my travel videos, you'll know I've been a lot of places. Well, Valletta has to be one of my favorite places to visit. The great weather, the great atmosphere, the food, the people, the history, and the exploring. I love it. We popped into the Carmelite Basilica. Magnificent. Another great joy of Valletta is its al fresco dining. Street cafes, open air, special. So we stopped off to soak in the atmosphere. These quiet interludes are priceless.
We're in St. George's Square. Temperature is a balmy 32 degrees centigrade, but only 55 degrees of humidity. Gonna enjoy a coffee, a cold drink, and a snack.
Valletta is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's the 9th smallest nation on Earth, but does have one of the longest histories, including some buildings reputed to be the world's oldest that are still standing. Enjoyed that little interlude. Chatted with Nate on how Malta has changed and has not changed since 1970. After that, we walked up to St. John's Square. Just around the corner was the Cafe Cordina. I ate here in 1970, when it was only 133 years old. One gets the choice of outside or inside dining. It's right on Republica Street, the main street of Valletta. And after having a chat with the manager, we strolled down the main street, past St. John's Cathedral, enjoying the sights of what was once one of the great capitals of Europe, and today is no less impressive. Next on Excion.org, we take a ride on the train that takes us around the city and then explore the narrow streets and cafes. Then a stroll down Republica Street and a fantastic al fresco meal in a delightful setting.